What's going on, everyone? TomGorian here, and welcome to the second episode of the F1 22 My Team Career Mode series with Carlin. Today we are here in Saudi Arabia getting ready for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Jeddah, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like the circuit. If you missed the first episode, there's a link in the description, or there will be a add-on at the end of the video to go check out the playlist and to also go check out the previous video. But anyway, do me a favor guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment and subscribe as well. The game has pretty much came out, the Champions Edition is now out and the game comes out on the 1st. I'm going to be doing a lot of content this week as far as career mode. I plan on doing one more career mode video and then a 100% race around Miami, so get subscribed to that. Can we get to 700 subscribers? That'll be massively appreciated on this channel. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really enjoying this game as far as right now, and you'll see why in this video. I think in this race,
standing by.
I think for this race, like, I really get accustomed to the handling model of this game, and I'm not gonna lie, I really love the handling model in this year's game. I was doing a lot of time trial around Miami and also around this circuit as well, but for some reason I really enjoy this handling model. For lower speed corners, it's very light, and it, like, on colder tyres, it doesn't feel very strong, but in high speed corners you really feel it. But with practice, I was making sure that, you know, I was getting used to the handling model, also just the feel of our car. I was just testing around with the setup to see what this track is like on this game, especially with the new wing levels, because there's now there's up to 50 wing levels for this game. So I was just testing around, going 10 plus, 10 minus. What you're seeing right now as far as wing levels, I was around about 19, 25, and I was just messing around between that 19 and 30 level, because on last year's game, you know, that you could run higher downforce, but at the cost of a little bit more oversteer. And that was the problem that I had mainly with last year's game, just having too much oversteer and not enough stability on the rear end. But as you can see now, we're just in FP3 right now, just getting used to the car, getting used to the track conditions, and that you really need practice for tracks like this: Monaco, Miami, Singapore, just the typical street circuits. The more laps you do, the better you'll do in qualifying and in the race, and the more that you're in the zone, the more you can extract from the car. I feel like that final corner was the corner that I was gaining the most time in, but as you can see, we've got 2 minutes 5 of FP3 left, and we actually go P6 ahead of Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, and we finish in P6, which is actually not that bad. Now, I don't know if they were running, if the AI were running, you know, qualifying engine modes or anything like that, if they were doing race strategy modes or anything, but I'll take that P6 in this race. We are running 102 AI, but now it's time for the business. It's time for qualifying.
Alright, get ready to jump out if you get too hot in there. There's a problem with the cooling system and it's going to take us a few minutes to correct it.
Oh, thanks Mark for that. That's a great way to start qualifying, to let us know that we have a cooling fault, and that is taking a couple minutes of our time. So, not the start that you wanted in qualifying, but objective wise for qualifying, if we can get around about P16, maybe P17, that would be a good start. And, you know, if we're lucky, maybe Q2. I mean, I'm not really sure if we can make Q2. I mean, we had decent qualifying pace last time out in Bahrain. If you haven't watched that video, please go and watch it. It's the introduction, and also you understand the livery and also who my teammate is, David BECKMANN, as well. But I think for qualifying, if we can get somewhere between 18, 17 or 16 and just maybe try and get into Q2, that would be a massive win for us. But there's a massive problem. I had a massive problem with traffic, as you'll see at the end of the session. First lap that we do, we are ahead of Yuki Tsunoda and Fernando Alonso, as well. Ocon as well. That was a really decent lap by Esteban there. But from that first lap, I felt like my pace was in the car. I think like for some reason Sector 1, we were really nailing Sector 1 and also the final corner as well. And it's this handling model. I'm starting to get used to this handling model 2 races in now, and I really love it. As you can see, that I think that is Perez. That's Perez, right? I'm letting Perez through, but he's slowing down, and I'm trying to get slipstream from him. And as you can see, there's Ocon there, and there's been a bit of an accident. I don't know what the hell's going on with the AI, but as you can see, Guan Yu Zhou just crashes out there, and there's a Williams there, and I believe another Haas of Kevin Magnussen. He crashes, and he can't avoid the contact. So very weird behaviour from the AI as we head in towards the final minutes of FP1 of qualifying 1, entering the back straight now in towards this blind left-hander into 5th gear, hug that inside apex. It's a bit bumpy there, so just be careful that that bump doesn't unsettle the car. We're actually in good position right now. Vettel doesn't now qualify as we're ahead of Fernando Alonso as we enter the final corner here. We're slightly down on our time. We go a little bit wide. I could have broke a little bit more earlier, and I could have also short shifted a little bit more, and that's just cost us half a tenth as we come up across the line. I don't think anyone's going to beat us. Yuki improves, but I think we are through into Q2 for the first time this series. That's a massive, massive moment for us. And yeah, the pace was really there. Obviously I didn't really expect it. Q2, I was expecting maybe 16 or 17, but that's a massive win for us. Q2, we out-qualify Albon, Ricciardo, Vettel, Alonso. Our teammate doesn't make it. Lance Stroll doesn't make it as well. And yeah, that was a bit of a big shock right there. So because we exceeded our expectations, we're only going to go for the one run now, and this is probably the best lap that I've done all weekend. So entering that chicane there, turn 3 is flat, in towards turn 4 right now, into 4th gear, hook that inside apex. Now this section is an amazing section on this game, and when you nail high speed corners on this game, for example this section here, the Sector 1 in Miami, Cops, Beckett's, Maggots at Silverstone, you really feel it. Like, it's so good when you nail like a high speed corner or a high speed section at the speed and the gear ratio that you're supposed to go, and you really do get a sense of, you know, satisfaction of the handling model. And I have to say, GG to Codemasters, the handling model is, they've done it again. But anyway, coming through in towards later on into the lap here, and we're going to go on the back straight right now. The lap has been decent right now. We just need to nail this final corner, braking at the 100-meter board. We take that corner better, early shift into 3rd and 4th, and now it's just a run to the line. What lap time are we going to set? Is it going to be a 1 minute 30? Across the line we go. I saw a 29. We're through into Q3. Unbelievable scenes here in Saudi Arabia. How have we managed to get into Q3 for the first time all series? This pace is unbelievable. I mean, I haven't really messed with the setup. I only messed with the wings and stuff, and maybe the tyre pressures, but we're through into Q3. We've knocked out Pierre GASLY, Yuki Tsunoda, Esteban Ocon, Albon as well. And that's shocking. We're into Q3 for the first time, and now, because of the whole new tyre rule, the fact that you can't use the tyres that you started on, we get the chance to start on fresh mediums, and we're qualifying in 9th for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. That's unbelievable seats. We've qualified P9 in the 4th worst car, at our second race. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz get a Ferrari 1-2, but who cares about Ferrari? It's all about Carlin. We've qualified P9 at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
So here we are then, welcoming you today to one of the jewels of the Arab world. Jeddah, one of the biggest cities in Saudi Arabia, second only to Riyadh, gateway to Mecca. One of the biggest ports in the region, and now host to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So let's take a look at a topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position. A very happy Carlos Sainz will start second. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Verstappen, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Bottas, Fernando Alonso, Thomas and Kevin Magnussen, Ocon, Tsunoda, Pierre GASLY and Ricciardo, Vettel, Albon, Lando Norris and Guan Yu Zhou, David Beckman, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you here with us today. But I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the run down into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So here we go, getting ready for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This could be a very interesting race, starting from P9 on the grid. Hopefully I don't get hounded at the start of the race by the faster cars around us. We have to try and fight, we have to try and defend, and I don't know when that point of time is going to come as far as over fighting, over being aggressive, but the time will come. I don't know if that's going to be earlier on in the race or later on in the race, but there's one thing I do know. We're going to try and overcut. If you didn't watch the last video, please go and watch it, especially when we do our first pit stop. The lesson that I learned was pretty much, do not try and undercut. I think you'll suffer too much, and today we'll see how good the overcut is compared to the undercut. But as you can see, the immersive broadcast formation lap is on, and we're getting ready for the start of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here in Saudi Arabia. We're starting from P9 as 22 cars line up for 5 red lights. Lights out, away we go in Jeddah. It's a slow and tentative start by us there. Ocon's got a good start, Bottas as well. Magnussen has already got us in towards turn one. We're going to fight back around the outside. We're boxed in now by Alonso and also Bottas there. And as you can see, that's George Russell in the Mercedes in towards turn 3 or turn 4 we go now. And we're just boxed in right now. Alonso and Bottas still going side by side. We have to avoid making contact with Fernando Alonso there, but we've held position right now as we enter the fast Sector 1 section, and Bottas going really slow on that apex there. God knows what he was doing there, but we just about avoided him, and yeah, we were lucky not to make contact or get any front wing damage. But now, after the end of lap 1, we've got the Haas of Kevin Magnussen with that Ferrari powered car there. That Ferrari engine is really quick. As far as slipstream is concerned, I don't know how powerful it is. I don't think it's really powerful as we go around the outside of Magnussen in towards the first chicane. And as you can see, there's a lot of cars coming into the pit. That's my teammate BECKMANN, Guan Yu Zhou, or Zhou Guan Yu, excuse me. I believe Ricciardo as well, and Mick Schumacher also into the pits. Must have been a chaotic lap 1. Vettel has retired because of an engine failure, and that's not good for us because we also run Mercedes engines. And seeing now, that's George Russell. George Russell's also retiring because of an engine failure, and oh no, that's not good. Maybe I am starting to regret now picking the Mercedes engine, because that's literally 2 Mercedes engines that have now ran out in the space of 1 lap. George Russell and Sebastian Vettel are now out of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Meanwhile, look at this battle. Alonso and Magnussen going side by side in towards the final corner. And as you can see now, a virtual safety car has been deployed thanks to both Sebastian and George retiring from the race. We go a little bit wide there on that fast right-hander, and I think that's the first signs of tyre wear that we've had all race long. Coming into lap 9 now, and as you can see, Kevin Magnussen is now all over the back of us. Now we're going to try and defend as we go side by side in towards the final corner. Kevin Magnussen gets us back, but we're going to get him on the run down in towards turn 1. We make the apex, he turns in on us, and it's a bit of a shame that the AI still are a little bit clumsy as far as the awareness. I thought that was fixed for yesterday's episode, but as you can see, there's Alonso and also Magnussen on the next lap, going side by side once again as they go on the back straight there, and those two can't stop fighting. Lap 12 going on to lap 13. This is where we're going to stop now. As far as the overcut, we're going to do a 1+ strategy. We were supposed to come in on lap 11, but we've extended by 1+ lap, and we're going to also test out the broadcast pit stop system. So let me know in the comments if you like this camera angle, if you like this new system as far as the broadcast or immersive system. And it's a slow stop. It's a slow stop. I think we had problems with the front left, and we've lost position to both Ocon and also Yuki Tsunoda, and also Pierre Gasly as well. Oh, that's horrible news. That's not what we wanted. And for the first time, we're now out the points in this race, and now we have to deal with cold, hard tyres. But anyway, look at this battle. The 2 Red Bulls going side by side. I think that's Max Verstappen and Checo Perez. And that's Lewis Hamilton as well, as we start lap number 16. Here you go with the world champion Max Verstappen behind his teammate. Is he going to go for the overtaking? No, around the outside. He gets boxed in. They're side by side. The 2 Red Bulls in towards the chicane. Perez will hold on there, but it's still side by side. Hamilton trying to do something here, but he can't do anything. The 2 Red Bulls here side by side. The world champion going around the outside. He gets forced wide, but I think Max Verstappen retains the position there. No, Perez does. Perez retains the lead, or retains third place of the Azerbaijan of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Now, because of that botched pit stop, now we have to just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Now we have to try and just risk everything for 2 points. We know that the Alpine is very quick in a straight line, and also Yuki Tsunoda in an AlphaTauri is also quick with that Red Bull powertrain. Bit of contact there between Tsunoda and also Ocon. Can we get a good exit? We do, but they get a better one now, and we're going to try and use all of our ERS deployment to try and go on the outside of Yuki Tsunoda. But can we do it? We try and brake late, but Yuki just covers us off. We tried to go around the outside, but obviously Ocon just boxed us out there, and once again we can't really make that position work. And the one thing I will say, we need to upgrade the ERS, because our ERS just runs out too quickly and we can't really build enough of it back in the corners. And we must have spent around about 7-8 consecutive laps just behind both Yuki and also Ocon, and when they were trying to push away, they pretty much were gaining, and we were only staying because of the DRS. As you can see once again there, the two going side by side, we just can't find a way past both Ocon and also Yuki. And as you can see, look again, we're just getting boxed and there's nowhere to go. We can't go on the inside, otherwise we go wide, and we can't go on the outside just because there's no room there. Lap 22 now, and as you can see, the battle rages on for 9th place. Yuki Tsunoda trying to go around the outside of Esteban Ocon there. He goes a little bit wide though, in towards the chicane. This is our chance to try and get P10. We have to get a good exit there. And we get him. We get Yuki Tsunoda. That is P10 in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. But as you can see there right now, it's the final lap here. I could have done a better job with the camera angles, I'm sorry. But Charles Leclerc wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix with Carlos Sainz coming home in 2nd place. It's a Ferrari 1-2 as Charles Leclerc gets a 2nd victory of this season. Sainz comes home in second place, and Sergio Perez, after that battle with Max Verstappen, will take third place. Max will come home in fourth. Lewis will come home in fifth, with Fernando Alonso and Bottas in 6th and 7th places. But anyway, the video is not over yet. As Charles Leclerc wins the race, Yuki Tsunoda is going to try and go around the outside. We don't have much ERS battery left. Yuki Tsunoda is now back in the points, but for how much longer? We're going to try and go for one last dive. We're going to risk it all here for one more point, and we do make the move stick. And that will be that. It is P10 for our first ever points finish in Formula 1. In our second race, P10 for Carlin. We had to risk everything for that.
A sterling effort from the team and a magnificent drive to secure victory here at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
I'd say it was down once again to good, consistent driving, nailing the corners, working to the track conditions and perfecting the team's strategies. They got all of these things right today, and the results speak for themselves.
Here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today and a stunning win for Ferrari.
You know what they say, right? No risk, no reward. And we had to pretty much risk everything in this race today to just try and score that first point. And some of the time, we were just, you know, really close to the wall, like centimeters away from, you know, the walls here in Jeddah. And that's the risk you have to take. You know, if you want to be fast around this track, you've got to hug the apexes, you've got to take those chances where the car might unsettle over a bumper or over an apex, and just try and get as close as you can and fast as you can to the wall. And it worked in this career mode race. But that is that for episode 2 of the F122 My Team career mode. If you did like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more F122 content, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.